Hi, this is Karen and welcome to another Throwback Thursday at dolallycrafts. This is the card we're making today with some of our retired products as well as some newer products. We're using the Gingham Gala only because I've got a stack of this stuff and I've got to use it. I love Gingham. You can make it with this gingham because it's Daffodil Delight, so it is still available in our DSP stacks. I'm using one of the itty bitty flower punches that came out eons ago. So if you have a small flower punch sitting around, you can use that. Alternatively, you can use dies to make little flowers to go on this card. Now, I'm also using the medium daisy punch because I honestly think daisies and gingham go together. Call me crazy, but that's what I think. Okay. So, yeah, they're what we're using, and the stamp set I'm using is a fairly new one, but I'm going through all of my stamp sets at the moment because I'm going to have a big sale of retired stock on my website very shortly and on my Facebook page. So keep an eye out for that if you live in Australia. So I just grabbed a sentiment that was close to hand. Now, not only am I making the card, but I'm making a gorgeous little gift box to go with it. Once again, in the Gingham Gala, it's got the medium daisy punch. It hasn't got any of the small flowers, but it's got a sentiment and it's got a closure on the side. I wanted to have a bow to keep the box together. It does, the lid does fit snugly, but if you were putting anything of weight on, it will slip out if somebody just picks it up like that. So I thought the bow on the side looks cute, but I really wanted the daisy on the top. As I said, ginghams and daisies go together. Okay, and I used the clear gems that are in the annual catalogue. I can't even remember what they're actually called. Frosted and clear epoxy droplets. I think they're gorgeous. So I decided I hadn't used them on anything yet and I wanted to. So yeah, this is what we're making today. This time I'm going to make it in Lemon Lime Twist, which was my favourite colour from the newly retired In Colours. Were they retired? Yeah, they were retired this year. So if you wanted to make the same box, you could use granny apple green, which is a very close match to Lemon Lime Twist. I sort of wish they'd swapped them around and we'd had granny apple green come out as an in colour and the Lemon Lime Twist could have stayed in our current colours because I really like this one. But as I said, you can use granny apple green. Now we've also got some thick whisper white for the lid of our box, which will also be covered with these little pieces. And I've got just a small 2" by, I think it's about 5/8 of an inch of the whisper white just for the sentiment. As I said, the sentiment and the swirl that we'll be using out of the Sweetly Swirled. Okay, so we'll get on with the box first. We need a 6x6 piece of the DSP and a 5x5 inch of the Whisper White. Hi, I'm back again. Now, I've already filmed this card once, the card and the box, as you can see. I have two boxes here, one in the Daffodil Delight and one in the Lemon Lime Twist. However, when I got to editing, the part that had the Lemon Lime Twist box was all blurry and you couldn't make out anything on it. So I'm hoping this time it's not blurry. As mentioned before, all of the sizes and everything can be found on my blog, so I'm going to get straight into making the box. So we've got our two pieces. We've got the box base and the box lid, and I've got scraps here. Now, I've already punched out one of the daisies. I'm going to punch another one out now out of just a scrap of layering weight Whisper White. So that can be discarded now. So we've got our daisies and everything for the box and our sentiment panel. I'm going to stamp the sentiment panel so that I can get rid of the ink and the sentiment. Now, I'm not sure whether I've mentioned it before. We're using Sweetly Swirled, and I am using Lemon Lime Twist, only because I want to use the paper up. If you want to make it and you like the colour of this but you don't have the Lemon Lime Twist, I would suggest you use Granny Apple Green, which is the next closest in colour. And you can get the Gingham paper in our DSP stacks. So you'll be able to get the matching DSP in the Gingham for the Granny Apple Green. So yeah, that's my suggestion if you don't have any Granny Apple, any of the Lemon Lime Twist Gingham Garden paper. Okay, pop those aside, pop those aside. They're all ready to be put together. I'm going to bring in my Simply Scored scoring tool, and with the Whisper White, this is a layering heavyweight cardstock. You're going to score this. This is actually being cut just over 5 inches, so you will have to rotate it after scoring, but you score it on each side at 1.5. That's all you do for that piece. Bring in your Gingham Gala and you score this at 2 inches on all 4 sides. This is just to make sure you have no overlap when you're folding it. I always like to spin the cardstock round if it's a square. Okay, now in with the bone folder, and just lightly, because it is paper, even though it is a thick paper, it is still paper, you don't want it to crack, and you fold with the score. So as you can see, the dent's there for the score, so I'm folding with the score, so I'm going to end up with a ridge inside the paper. So you do that on both the cardstock and the DSP, and then bring in your scissors. Now, where are my... I'm going to use my paper snips because they've got a really fine end to them. And then you go straight up each of the score lines, like so. Turn it. And this way, each of the sides, when it is all folded up, will be the same thickness. If I'd have done this corner and then gone straight in and cut up that corner, when these two pieces are folded in here, this piece would be really thick and this would be thin. So at least if you spin it round like a pinwheel and cut up like so, you're going to maintain the same width, same thickness on all 4 of the straight sides. I'm going to come in with the larger scissors because this is a deeper cut, and it's not really easy to see the score marks on this. So I'm going to feel it with my scissors straight up the score mark. Do exactly the same thing, spin it round. I'm going to come back in and use what little is left of this mono adhesive. I'm getting as close as I dare to the score line. I don't want it smearing out because this glue stays really tacky even once it's dried. Okay, so fold that in and then hold it in place for a moment. And the same again, fold it in and hold it in place. fold in and hold in place. This dries fairly quickly, so you don't need to hold it too long. If your hands are warm, it actually dries a lot quicker because the heat from your fingers dries the glue. Okay, that's our lid done. And same again, it's going to have to be the glue again. So once again, not too close that it's going to smear out. And I'm putting it up the whole length of the square so that the square doesn't, or this, not square, but this corner piece, so that it doesn't sit inside the box and curl, so that it sits flush with the side. So fold and do exactly as you did for the box lid. I was thinking these would make ideal little gifts for Kris Kringles. If you've got to go out and buy just a gift under $5 or under $10 or under $20, quite often you can get really nice jewellery at some of the discount stores. And I thought this would be ideal for putting either a bracelet or earrings or what have you, a necklace that you can get from the discount stores in these as a presentation. And I've got glue on the outside. Oh, Karen, if it's not one thing, it's another. Okay, so there's the base of the box, and because the lid has been cut that 1/16 wider, it will fit really nicely around there. It doesn't come off, but if you've got anything of weight in there, it might slide off. So I'm going to now decorate, and this is when I wish I knew where my snail had gone. It'd be a lot easier putting the snail on this bit, and I don't know where it's gone. It was sitting here. Ah, I don't know whether this has got any in it. We'll give it a go. Okay. Not snail contraband, but never mind, it'll work. So we're just going to pop this, and that one's off centre. While I was filming this first box the other day, my phone rang a couple of times in the middle of it, and it was my mother, and I felt so bad because I was hanging up on her. She's in Queensland at the moment, still on holidays visiting my brother. So she was ringing to see how everybody was doing. So I had to take a break in the middle of filming and call her back. Between making the box and the card, I gave her a quick phone call. I felt so guilty. But hello, Mum. I know you'll be watching there. Maybe not today, but you will be watching it while you're up there. So hello. My back is a lot better today. Okay, now bring in the dimensionals, and I'm going to put one in each corner of the lid layer. This looks so pretty. I love, this was my favourite colour out of all of the release for 2017 to 2019. Loved this colour. Okay, so there's the lid on. Now, in with the daisies, and very carefully I'm curling them down, but I'm doing two petals at a time. I find that curling one, you've got more of a chance of tearing it off, but if you try and do two and you're still really gentle, you will end up with a really nice curl to the daisy, and there's no chance of the petal coming off as you're doing it. Okay. Layer one straight on top of the other like that. Just offset it slightly. and then in with just a touch more glue on the bottom, not too much, because you don't want it splurging out. And then lay that straight in the centre at the top of the box. And then I love these clear gems, the epoxy dots. I think they're gorgeous. They just add just the right amount of shine. So I'm going to pop one of the large ones right in the middle of our daisy there, and it looks so sweet. I'm really pleased with that. And then, which side? Now I don't want to draw attention to the badly positioned side, so I'm going to put a couple more dimensionals just on the back of the greeting. Go, and then place that fairly central across there. Pop the lid on like so, and as I said, if it's something light in there, it's not going to come off. If there's anything with weight, there's a chance it might. So to avoid that, I'm actually popping a bit of ribbon around the box and under that layer on top. I'm really not good with bows, but oops, let's see, just pull that out a bit more. Okay, really pretty. Snip that bit off and that bit off. And there we go. Move all this to the side so that you can concentrate on this gorgeous little box. So there you go. And there's the one in Daffodil Delight, which we used as a sample. I hope you like this box. It's really easy to put together. It's so cute. And there's so many different uses. You could put lollies in there, you could put jewellery in there, whatever, even little baby socks to gift for a baby shower. I hope you like this, and I'll be back shortly with the card. Bye bye.